been doing it up until my stage 80 pieces just now. And I haven't been practice at all. And I don't know if there's any slide that should be in there, or maybe some itchy stuff I left in there by accident. Please forgive me if I just fall over and so but anyway, I'm really glad to be able to be here on the stage in Malaysia. So I was born and raised in the UK. My parents are Malaysian, and when I was younger, I did happen to be able to come back and spend some time with my family in Penang. So there was a place in Penang, it's like a big building called Gongta, and then opposite there was Kuala Kangsar Road, and I used to go there at the hawker's bar. And I learned some Malaysian English, and I hear that it's very similar in Singapore, they speak Singaporean English, which is why I attempt to do Singaporean accent. But anyway, looks like my slides are jumping over, but so I think there's many folks over here who...
Look at that stormtrooper in the London Bridge, I think.
And there are probably some folks out there who have some ideas of what I do. So I'd like to give you some background. So again, I was born and raised in the UK and lived there until I was about 27 years old. At school, I didn't do too well at school, as you can see by my lovely grades. I didn't have a great time at school. I was actually a target of bullying school, and I have lots of memorable memories of like being dragged through the dirt and being beaten up and having my things set on fire. Anyway, so that didn't motivate me at all, and I had terrible grades, and it looks like someone's trying to fix the monitor down here. That's my thing. And so for most of my childhood, I was like really lost and had like completely like no idea what I wanted to do. But then I discovered Japanese culture. And I did that mainly through this games machine. So this was a Sega Mega Drive. And I just looked into it, so I need to check if my flies are up. Yes. So this is a Sega Mega Drive, and like lots of fantastic games. And you may be able to see there's a little picture of Ming-Mei from Macross. And there's a little photo on the wall. So I really loved Macross and Sega Mega Drive. And I wanted to discover more about these machines. So I went to a Japanese bookshop in London, and I went there to get magazines on Japanese pop culture. So these are magazines for idols and for a games machine called PC Engine. So I didn't have a PC Engine, but I love the 2D girls on these covers. So I bought this magazine basically, and I found them to be very good. And as I went to the bookstore to get more information about games, I discovered more and more about Japanese culture. So after discovering Japanese culture, I really wanted to start learning the language. And I started to do that by self-studying. So this is an example of me studying at home. And after a while, I really wanted, I decided to myself that I really wanted to live and work in Japan. So on the wall over here, you see there's a nice dust photo of Shinjuku. So Shinjuku is a district in Tokyo, lots of skyscraper buildings. And I would look at that picture. Every day I say to myself, I want to make it to Japan, I want to make it to Japan, I will make it to Japan. And there I was doing this stuff. So I've done lots of different things to study. So this, I'm just sure if you can see this. So this is like a large piece of paper, and I would draw lots of kanji and put them on the walls all over my house. And my mother wasn't too pleased by that. But I didn't have the luxury of learning Chinese when I was younger, and so I had like to start from scratch. So I basically wanted to learn as much kanji as possible. So I also went to a Japanese bookshop in London who rented out VHS tapes of recordings of Japanese TV. being brought up in a day and age where there was like no internet to imagine was very interesting, very interesting to me. But anyway, so this is a bookshop that I went to, and I rented lots of anime and Japanese variety shows. Also done lots of things which would basically bring me closer to my dream. And so I worked for free for a magazine called Magazine. And so this company released videos in the UK for titles like Ghost in the Shell. And I went up to the door one day and I said, I speak Japanese and I love anime, please use my skills. And they decided to make this newsletter. So they would send me VHS tapes and I would attempt to write humorous reviews for this magazine. So I also done some translation work from English to Japanese, Japanese to English. And I also set goals for myself. I think it's really important, like regardless of whether you're learning Japanese or whether you're learning like anything, it's really important to set goals for yourself. Because I was studying on my own, those goals were very important. So the aim of this was to basically study all year and basically pass these tests. So this is the Japanese language proficiency test. And basically I took level 4 1 year, and then I passed level 2 the following year. I also wanted to speak more Japanese. And living in London, I basically seeked opportunities where I could speak Japanese. So I came across a language exchange club in the West End of London. And over there were lots of Japanese folks who came to London who were learning English. And lots of local folks who were learning Japanese. And basically the idea was that folks would gather together and do a language exchange. And I thought this was like really great because it's basically enabled me to meet lots of Japanese folks and hear about some of my Japanese folks. So at this moment in time, I was staying with my mom, this is my mom here, and lived with for a while. And even though I lived with my mom, I also spent time working at my dad's place.
I think I dropped my camera
So,
though.
my dad makes shoes, and I was learning how to make shoes. And so my dad had lots of different brands, like Navy Dad, and so he would like design the shoes. But I had the privilege of actually making those shoes. So he would say, okay, this is design for Lady Diana, please make it. So I like doing that and learning how to make shoes. So I still learn how to make shoes, and sometimes I go back to London and go to my dad's studio and I basically rent the studio. I like take it together, take lots of different bits and pieces, and I make stuff. So one thing I made recently was this shoe over here, based on the character we all know as Black Shooter. So yeah, so design here. So the doing things are like Black Shooter things. And yes, they're called Black Shoes. I changed my remote control because it doesn't reach really far, and I just have to have one over here. So I'm going to do this, pull this out. It's going to be another screen. So look. Yeah, guys, that's a fantastic Photoshop. So here are some of the school the designs of so this is summer school uniform, winter school uniform. She's got this solar marine uniform. This is her
Millennium Blade.
And that's a copy and paste error. There's no solar marine uniform. That's her maid's uniform. And so basically developing the story called Mirai
Millennium.
Because I've been concentrating on many different things, it's been very difficult to like bring together the story. As soon as I go back to Japan, I'll be like working on this story. And I think, let me just quickly check. Okay, so all Alright, so what I'm going to do is show you an updated version of Miranda Yemi. It's a music video sung by Mirai-chan. The track is called Ski High. So the lights are going to dim, the sound is going to turn up just a little bit, and we're going to play the track.
3, 2, 1.
我的对路，我们都对。
Seen Cottage Man. It's very curious. Can I have a show hands? Alright, at least half. Alright, thank you very much. Alright, so the music that you heard just now is performed by a group called Vivid Blaze. And I discovered them on the internet, and we have been working together ever since. So very recently we launched an album called Mirai Music, and I'll give you like details of like when it's available very soon. And there are like many different tracks, and I'm actually singing one of the tracks as well. Alright, so another thing that my company does is that we look after many Japanese folks in Japan. So some of my clients are clients which you may have heard of. So the good smart company, Bushi Road, Konami, Kadokawa, King Records, and Husky Media Works. All of these companies, they make like figures, card games, anime titles, and